Hello and welcome to my video, welcome to my channel, welcome to our channel if you're one of my subscribers. So all of my content, I try to do the best content in the best possible way that I know how. Now I only try to cover the bare basic minimum that you need to know about a certain thing. Now like how to create an animation. You can't create an animation if you ain't got a skeleton. So I'm thinking, okay, now, well you can do it in a different way, but I'm saying if it's a 3D character, you need a skeleton to do an animation for it. So I want to show you how to basically do everything from scratch. So I am going to show you how to get my 3D content. So you got a starting point when you're trying to do something. Let's say you're like a young kid, you're a teenager, you're an adult, you're a senior, and you want to start doing a certain thing. Whatever you want to do, animation, game creation, doesn't matter, video, tutorial series, renders, doesn't matter what you want to do, the content hopefully at some point will be here for you to use. The more feedback I get on my character, the more content I can make and make available for free. So as I said, there's no catches in it. Like if you were to subscribe to the channel, it's free of charge, there's no catches, it's just free. So the whole point of the channel anyway is to get as many subscribers as you possibly can. So anyway, I want to give you something back for coming to my channel, spending time watching my videos. I am going to offer more content to my subscribers in the future. So if you stay with me, we'll both benefit from all of the content that's actually on the channel. So just stay with me and we'll see what happens. So I'm trying to do a lot of content for a lot of websites. But I'm not here to talk about that, I'm here to talk about Emma. So anyway, Emma, if you look at Emma herself, you can see she's absolutely perfect. Now, if there's any fault on Emma, just in case you don't know this, if you look at her leg, you see how it's dark inside there? Now, if there's any dark parts like that on the outside of the character, that means it's back to front. That's what it means. I'll show you how to fix that in Blender. You can't do it in the 3D viewer. Okay, the 3D viewer, I am going to talk about the 3D viewer at the end of the video because it's Microsoft's 3D viewer. It's not my viewer, it's Microsoft's. So let's go back here, let's just talk about Emma, then I'll talk about the Microsoft 3D viewer. It's well worth talking about the viewer. So, okay, now how do I get my character? Let's say I built this character in a software, which I did. All my content is good, honest, genuine 3D content. Well, it's all good. It's all genuine content. So I'm saying I made her in a software called Make Human version 1.1.1. You can download it off the internet. It's an open source mannequin software. So I'm telling you that because if you download it to make a basic starting point for a mannequin, the mannequin has no clothes because you're just making it from scratch. Make Human, they do give you the ability to add some clothes to your character so it don't look kind of inappropriate. Just in case you consider the character with no clothes inappropriate, which most websites do. I'm thinking, okay, you don't really want to see a naked character anyway, you really don't. So I'm thinking, okay, let's talk about this little character here. Now, as I said, she's age 1, she goes to age 90, and I want to tell you about the software that made her, because I like to give credit where credit is due. I don't like to just talk about my own content. So I'm thinking, Made Human, if it wasn't for Made Human, this character would not exist. Or she probably would, which would look totally different. So anyway, so I'll leave a link under the video for Make Human to say thank you very much for helping me create the actual model. Now the skeleton I created in Blender. So I want to say thank you to Blender for their help and their part in creating the skeleton. Now the animation, I can create animations and I do mix and match my animations to let you know that. I uploaded the character as an OBJ to Mixamo. Now Mixamo, they do give you the option to make a skeleton, which I did use the skeleton to make the animation. I'll show you the animation. This is the animation that you get. Well, the animation that I chose to put on my character. I want to jog it through the park. I mean, Mixamo, you done a really great job on that animation. You really did. Now, considering my character's got no legs, no thighs, no hips, no belly, and no chest, I'm thinking she moves really, really well. I'm kind of impressed with that animation. I really am. I think it looks great. So I'm thinking, considering the body parts not there, the animation looks great. I think it's brilliant. I think it's a kind of a good way to do it. So anyway, again, to Mixamo, I want to say Mixamo, thank you very much for all of your help with my character. So as I said, Mixamo is a really great site to basically let's say you got a character who don't do nothing, just by putting an animation on the character, it kind of brings the character to life. It kind of does. Now, of course, you want some face expressions and things like that, just to give it a bit more action like that. Now, if someone asks me, how do I get like an animation like that for a 2D render, because I don't want to use an actual 3D model, because maybe they got a top-down game like that, and maybe you need it to run like that. But I'm thinking, okay, now to make a 2D kind of animation, you need a glyph folder. That's what you need basically. So you go into Blender, you make a video just like I'm doing now. Except when you save the video out, you don't save the video, you save the whole entire, let's say, photographs of the whole thing, and you just turn it into a glyph folder, and then you can do it that way. If you can call it cheat if you want to. If you've done the animation like this, like I've done, what you can do, you can take the animation, you can put it into a different software, which is also free, and you can convert the whole entire video to a glyph folder. So you don't have to really kind of do nothing. But sometimes in a 2D animation, you want to add certain things and take certain things away. So it's good to save the pictures out separately. But if you imagine if you're doing let's say a little animation like this, let's say about a 5-minute animation. Let's say it's about 5 minutes, something like that. So if you've done that, that's a lot of animation. And I'm thinking, if you imagine you got about, let's say 500 or let's say 5,000 individual photographs, I'm thinking just to make it look nice and smooth, and you want to maybe go into certain photographs and maybe turn the light on and off, I'm thinking it's going to take you a while to animate that. It really will. I'm thinking if you use a 3D software like Blender, you can actually do all that and still make it look great, and it's less work on your behalf. So as I said, I'm going to show you the character anyway. So this character here, she's got 4 separate animations. She got a little jog because she's running around a park. Now in the next part of the video, she looks over her left shoulder. In the other video, she looked over her right shoulder, and then she starts to run. So if you look at the character, now we'll go next. Now as you can see, she looks over her left shoulder. I think pretty great. Now I want to try to give my character all the abilities to look left, right, up, down, side to side, ins and outs. I want to give my character the whole range. So I'll go next. I'll show you her shoulder. Now she's looking over her right shoulder, look. So she looked over her left shoulder, now she's looking over her right shoulder. Now she's looking because she can hear a noise in the background. So I think, great. Now she starts to run. Now at this point in the game, she would still be looking over her shoulder because there's something big that's going to chase her. So when she sees what it is, don't forget she's still looking behind herself. So in the next part of the scene, don't forget she's in the park. So go here. She runs really, really fast. Now if you look at that speed, you might think anyone watching this video is going to say that's really fast for a 1-year-old. Now this is like a super fast 1-year-old, because when you see what's chasing her, you're going to be glad that I give you that speed, because when that thing chases you, it's really fast and it's pretty clever. But because my little 1-year-old here is pretty intelligent herself, she does certain things that she's running to kind of slow down the thing behind her, and then she can maybe get away. But you don't always get away. It don't always happen. So yeah, anyway, so keep an eye on the video, watch the content, and we'll see what happens. So anyway, this is my character running like this. So I think, as I said, all the animations came from Mixamo. The whole point of the animation, the reason why I'm showing the animation, is 1, to show you how good they are, and 2, to show you all the movements of my character, actually all the joints. If you look at it, you can look at her from any point of view. It doesn't matter where you are. She looks great. She really does. And of course, that's thanks to me and thanks to Mixamo to make it look like that. The only problem with this character here, as you see now she's running slower, so she's a bit more easier to look at. Now the only problem with this character here is just the hairline. I'll just pause her for a second. Now if you look at my character, if you zoom into her, now she's got no face expression yet. You see this little line here on her head. If you turn around, she's got one here, look. It's not a line on her head, it's kind of okay, but it's actually too far under the skin. I need to basically put it in the 3D software and pull it back out. I don't want to do that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give her a new accessory, like a hairband that goes over the head, which will kind of get rid of that. It won't get rid of it, you just hide it. That's what it'll do. But if you leave the hairband on her head and you do the render, she looks perfectly fine. She really does. So later on, I want to give her a couple of items. I want to give her like a rose, maybe in the hair, maybe, or maybe on her trousers. I want to give her a pacifier, a dummy. So if you're in England, it's called a dummy. If you're in America, they call it a pacifier. Apparently, I don't actually know. But anyway, whether she's got a dummy or a pacifier, it doesn't matter what she's got. I will give it to her because she's only young and she'll be able to use it for certain things in the game, which is kind of great, like getting the honey out of the hive. So anyway, in my magical, mysterious world, the magical, mysterious world is going to start in a place called Red Band Alley. Now, Red Band Alley is a place like no other. You're going to have skeletons. The Reaper's going to be there. The Grim Reaper, he'll be there. You're going to have talking animals, mermaids, fairies, angels, demons. You name it, it's all going to be in the game. So now, like I say, it's all going to be good, and it's not all going to be bad. So we're going to see how time progresses through the level, and depending on your feedback, will depend on the outcome of the game. So realistically, so I want to try to make a game that's completely, utterly different to anybody else's game. I want to show you the game characters as they're being made, show you the animations as they're being made, show you how to customize them, show you how to change them, and show you how to put them all together, just so you're gonna get the idea. I've always wanted, basically myself personally, to actually be able to make even just a 3D character like that, and have them come to life and run around the game. I'm thinking, how hard is it to make a 3D character? Now, to make the character from scratch, it will take you maybe a couple of hours to make the character. It depends how much detail you want to put on the character. But if you use a software called Make Human, you can basically do the whole character in a few seconds. But then, of course, you have to give her some kind of ability, like to move, to talk, to kind of express the way she feels and the kind of mood that she's kind of in the game. So I need to add the mood, you know, to the character. So I need to give her face expressions. So obviously the animation for the body is great because that's taken care of by the animation itself. Well, I will talk about each part of the game and each part of the level as I'm going through. So every time you see this character, you'll probably see like a little bit of an upgrade going on. So when she's 12 years old, I'll tell you this because it's pretty important in the game. She gets a set of eyeballs like that. When she's older, they're still brown like that. But the eyes have 6 different colours inside the eyes, in each eye. So you can have a brown eye, a green eye. You can have 2 green eyes. You can change the eyes to any colour of the rainbow. She don't get that ability until she's 12 years old. There's a reason why she gets the ability. There really is. Like later on, if you go to the website on Sketchfab, you'll notice that she's on there at age 12 and she's got a pair of wings. The pair of wings came from a website called Microsoft. No, it didn't come from the Microsoft website. I'll tell you where it came from. When you open the 3D viewer of Windows, which is that's exactly what this is. It's great for looking at the animations. It's really great. But like looking at the actual model itself, it's great. I think Microsoft done a really great job on the actual thing itself. So as I said, if you go down to your search bar, type in 3D viewer. When it opens, go to the 3D library. Inside there, there's loads of objects in there. There really are. Houses, there's cars, there's people, there's items. Now I downloaded a wing out of here. It says on the wing, give your creation wings. That's what it says. So I took the wing and put it on my character. And now that's the reason why I'm talking about the Microsoft 3D viewer. Now I personally think the wing itself looks kind of great on my particular character. I think it does. I think it suits her. But and I think because the kind of story content I'm making, I think when I kind of tell the story, the way I'm going to tell the story, the wing is going to make sense. It will. It makes sense later on. Now I've got to kind of make up a story about a wing because It's not a real story, even though I tell you all my content is good, honest, true content. It is. The story about the game content, it's fake. It's not real. So if you're watching my videos, let's say you're young, you're middle-aged, whatever, if you see my character getting upset, she's crying on the floor, maybe she's got a black eye for whatever reason, it didn't really happen. She's not getting hurt or injured in any kind of way. So don't matter what you see on the screen, it's only make believe, it's pretend, that's what it is. Just in case anyone actually out there believes it's actually what I'm showing you, it's actually real. Because even though I'm showing these videos like this, when it's actually in the game world, it's going to look probably 100 times better than what it does now. Because I'm going to enhance, I'm going to basically like super enhance everything so it looks 100 times better than actually what it is. Well, I will explain how I do it and I will show you how to do it. So just temporarily for the videos, because this is like a big massive video log of all of my content, and to kind of not kind of so much advertise, to kind of tell you about everyone's assets that I might be using. It don't matter if it's Microsoft's assets, doesn't matter if it's Blender's assets, don't matter if it's Sketchfab's assets, don't matter if it's Action Call's assets, doesn't matter if it's your assets, it doesn't matter whose assets they are, whoever's assets they are, I will automatically give you a link back to your website or to your download, to your model, so you can actually explain a lot more about your model. Because I can't talk about someone else's model because I don't know, let's say, nothing about the model over here. Because it's not my model, this is my model here. So I can tell you everything about this character. And I'm going to tell you everything about this character here because this is my model. You can do with her whatever you want. If you want to put her in a video, do that. You put her in a render. You can do a video and put it back on your video channel. Great, do that. If you can do something with a character, then go ahead and do it. If you do something with any of my content, and you'd like me to come and have a look at it, like what kind of work you're going to do with it, then please leave a link under the video because I would really kind of like to see what you're doing. Because if you're doing something, let's say something to this particular character, because she's like my main character, if you do something to her and I kind of like it, I think as long as you make it free, so you actually share it, I'm going to basically download your version of it because it might look better, and then I might tweak it myself so it looks maybe even a bit more better. So maybe everybody can work on the same model at the same time. I don't know. It all depends. So anyway, I'm just trying to keep everybody involved. As I said, this video is all about her and her animation. So as I said, this is her jogging. She's going through the park. She hears a noise. She looks behind herself and what's going on? So she looks over her shoulder. So she looks over her left shoulder. And then of course we go to the next video. Now she's looking over her right shoulder. It's coming, I can hear it, it's getting louder. Okay, I better start running. So now she's actually running. So I'm thinking, okay, now at this point she's still looking over her shoulder. And then of course, she sees what's actually following her and she absolutely legs it. So if you like animations, fantastically great. I want to say, Mixamo, you've done a really great job animating my character, you really did. So even though I'll tell you, I make the animation myself, these actual animations here, these 4 animations, they are from Mixamo. I'm not going to change them, I'm not going to customize them because I personally think they make my character look great. I do. So all thanks for all the animations go to Mixamo. So Mixamo, great. I want to give you a double thumbs up for that. So as I said, I do use the Mixamo animations, I use my own animations, and I don't use the Mixamo skeleton. I have got it, but I don't use it. I use my own skeleton, but I do use the Mixamo animations with my animations, and then I combine the two to make up one animation. But in this case, I didn't do that. What I've done, I used the Mixamo animation on the character, and as you can see, she looks absolutely great. So I think, okay, so I want to say thank you from me, thank you from Emily, doing all of the animations for us and giving us a bit of entertainment. So as you can see, okay, as you say, thumbs up, thumbs down, subscribe, don't subscribe. Thanks very much. Keep well, stay safe, see you soon, bye.